So we would like reflect on like, you know, what was going on around us. But like one specific night, wow, this is a hefty one.
We moved outside. We moved outside of the bathroom and into the common area.
We did. We were in the common area for one specific reason.
And this was after we had gone out that night, and we stayed in the common area for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
sitting in the
we
common
were
area.
we were like coming off of our drunk, and it was so we're not gonna say any names.
We're not
gonna say any names. We're definitely not name dropping, but
so we'll call this person Jay. We're calling him Jay.
I like that name, like Jay. That's actually really cute. I would name my son that. That's totally awesome.
But now that we're relating it to this, you might not.
No, I know. Well, yeah, now I might not want to.
So
we're gonna name this guy Jay. Okay.
And let's just say Jay was a little we don't know where to start with Jay. Like, that's all we have to say.
So, to be honest, Jay played a huge part in our lives freshman year. We could say that.
Can we say that?
So, all right, guys. So we're gonna assume that Jay is not gonna listen to this podcast. Yeah. So we're really gonna give it to you. So Jay had a girlfriend. Still has that girlfriend.
Yeah.
And didn't really. What's the word, Skyla?
I don't even know. Like, didn't really respect. He didn't respect it at all.
He did not respect that bitch at all, and
he didn't respect any of us.
No, respect really wasn't in Jay's.
He's not listening.
If we're not dropping a name, we could be like, "This was not about you." If we don't say names, there's literally no way he could be like, "Yes, it is." Like, what are you gonna fight us on it?
Be like, "Well, if the shoe fits, Cinderella."
So yeah, he never respected us, his girlfriend. I mean, like anyone for that.
In multiple ways. Like, we're talking just like pure out,
multiple ways.
Just like we're talking
narcissistic type of like.
Exactly. And just wouldn't take into consideration anyone else. Like he would go up to you, say things. I had a boyfriend. Yeah. And he just had no boundaries.
No boundaries. Either. That's a whole other story.
And you know what I mean? Like don't get me wrong, I did not do anything for anyone out there. I did not do anything. No. Oh my god, I would never. But
let's just say Jay pushed it a little.
He did. He pushed it a lot, and I was just I don't even know where to start.
That's a whole other story that we're gonna have to tell. Right. But this specific night, yeah, okay. So what happened was I was out. I don't know if we were out together or if we were both out.
Yeah.
But then we came back or whatever, and Skyla then came out with me, and then the two of us were sitting in the common area, and we watched a bitch go into Jay's room with him.
Not his girlfriend, by the way.
Okay. She's like, just to clarify, not the girlfriend. And this obviously happened on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
But so obviously this was not the first time that an instance like this had happened, because we were not shocked.
Yeah, we were not shocked.
We were not shocked.
But we were sitting out there, and we were both
we were like, we're gonna see if this bitch comes out of here,
or if she stays the
night. So we were like, we're gonna do it. So that we started at like what?
It's probably like 2.
2. We waited there until on this couch, right? Meanwhile, nobody in the hallway. Me and her sitting on this couch by ourselves in the common area till about 4:30 a.m. 4:30 a.m. And I go, the sun is rising in our quadrant of the earth right now, and we're waiting for this bitch to come out still.
Right. Yeah.
He definitely didn't know we did this.
No, he has no idea.
To this day.
But
well, now he does.
I know. If you're listening, Jay.
I mean, I don't want to make anybody more insecure about their relationship, because we know girls are already like this. But at the end of the day, you better fucking watch your man. Yeah. You better watch your man, because I swear.
Right. And so she never came out.
I mean, unless she came out after 4:30, but I highly doubt it. She probably left the next morning, and we were like, we really just waited out there that whole time to see if she came out, and she didn't.
Mm-hmm. No. He would do this stuff, and then on the weekend, but then during the week, he'd be in his happy relationship.
Yeah, so it was kind of like one of those things where he was in the relationship when he wanted to be. You know what I mean?
But then when he didn't want to, he was single. It was party time.
As you guys can tell, we are no longer friends with Jay. Just to put that out there.
Yeah.
No. For a lot of reasons, but like we'll have to get into that at a later date. Sorry, Jay. We're really gonna throw you under the bus here.
Like, miss you, Jay.
Like, miss you. Oh.
Miss you, Cinderella.
Oh, he passed away. Oh.
So I mean, like,
for example, that was a
tea time
topic.
Because then obviously we went into the bathroom after, because we always somehow landed back in this bathroom.
We're always it started off where I think we were just like washing up together.
No, yeah.
And then it became tea time.
No, we could not get washed up without the other person in the bathroom.
Yeah. I'm like, Skylar, you ready to wash up now? I'm like, like, are we good?
Literally. So like, of course we go back into the room now. It's probably like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't think I went to bed until like 5:30 that morning.
No, yeah, it was late. Like, it was really late.
And I remember just washing up, and we're like, wait, like, cannot get over this kid. Like, you know, like, this was the stuff we talked about in tea time. We're like, how, you know what I mean? Like, how does, what is one's...
Yeah, like, what the fuck is he doing?
Like, what
like,
do you
have a girlfriend.
What goes through your mind? You know what I mean? Like, this was the stuff we talked about in tea time.
A lot.
Right.
Yeah, especially, Jay was a common topic for...
Right, for tea time. And then we just talked about, like, all this other stuff. Like, tea time kind of mixed with, like, just the bathroom in general. When I think of the bathroom, I think about tea time. But my favorite story from freshman year. We have to find a different name to use for this one.
Sorry, guys, if this is getting confusing.
But like, so I'll kind of start it off. So I'm in my bed. I decided not to go out this one night. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna have a night to myself.
Probably like a Friday night.
Like Friday night, and I'm laying in my bed. And you know what? I'm doing my own thing, and I think I was like either watching a movie, or I was on my phone about to go to bed, but because it was late.
Mm-hmm.
And drunk Alexa comes strolling through the bathroom, and I'm like, oh god. Yeah. And when Alexa gets drunk, she gets this like face going on. She starts the way she talks. So I knew when she came in, I was like, oh god, like what is this girl doing right now?
Oh no.
So she comes into me, and I'm, like I said, laying in my bed, and mind you, like there was no boys or anything really up to this point. Like there was no like
we didn't because the only boys that we hung out with were the boys in the room next to us, which were like
right,
that was like our group of friends. So like
right. And like at both me and my roommate in my room, we both had boyfriends at home.
Yes.
Julia was not in the market. She was not doing anything with boys. You were not doing it, whatever.
Yeah.
So Alexa comes, like I said, strolling through the room and through the bathroom into my room, and she's like, Skyla, there's a boy in my bed.
I was like I think at that point,
like whispering, like, because it was and I'm like, what did you just say?
This bitch looked at me pissed. Like Skyla's like rage face came on. Like she was like
But before like let's get into how this even happened first, because
we gotta go back. We gotta backtrack. So I'll backtrack to the frat, okay?
Right.
So this started, I went out and I was at a frat house, right? To be honest, like I must have clearly I was so drunk anyway. I'm sorry, mom and dad. Clearly I was so drunk anyway, because for this to have even happened, like I don't do that. Like let's start off here. I mean, I think I've said this in a previous podcast. I do not do that. Like I don't do the like hookup thing. That's like not my thing.
Yeah.
So for this to even have happened, like I had to have been like completely wasted, which I was. Like this was like fall semester freshman year. Like I was a different kid. Anyway, I was out with the guys, from oh my god,
all the guys.
Mm-hmm. And I was out with them, and I guess we were all at the frat, and I guess I just like strayed away at some point, like from them. Like who knows? It was like, probably
yourself.
Like by myself at a frat. I guess I had a little drunk adventure, and next thing I knew, I was talking to this kid. And then the next thing I knew, we were literally making out in the middle of the frat. This is probably one of my most this might be the most embarrassing story I have.
I have secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, I'm feeling like stressed even telling this. Like, it was just, like, I think back and I'm like, Alexa, what were you thinking? Like, why were you making out with a kid in the middle of the dance floor? Like, what are you doing?
It's like one of those things, like,
it's
you're
one of
both
those things.
Freshmen. Like, it's probably the most awkward thing to look at.
Dude, I don't even want to, like...
Like, I probably would have laughed at you if I was standing there.
I would have... If I saw this now, I would completely make fun of them.
Oh, my God.
And that was me. So, here we are, me and this kid making out in the middle of the frat. Like, I was so drunk. I can't believe this even happened. And the next thing I knew, we were, like, leaving. The two of us were leaving.
Right. Also, like, I'm just going to add in right now, this kid, like, had a reputation, too. Like, this kid was known. That's why,
I had no clue who this was.
That's why, like, when... I know, you were probably just like,
I had no clue. I had no clue what was going on.
But,
oh my
like,
God.
This kid, it was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Like, no. Like, and for me, like, being your friend, I'm like, dude, no. Come on.
Like, first of all, he was ugly as shit. Like,
no, that's what I mean. I'm like,
he was ugly. He was not it. Like, I was so wasted. Like, I had no clue what was happening. So, we're leaving, right? And, like, oh my God, I could just imagine the two of us, like, stuck. Because he was shit-faced, too. So now, like, the two of us are, like, stumbling out of the frat.
Oh my God. Also, he lived upstairs.
Yeah, so he lives in the same building as me. So I don't even know where the boys were at this point. Like, I think I literally just left. Like, I don't even know what happened. I was literally like, after that, I was like, shame on you guys for not like watching me. But we resolved that. But so the two of us we end up walking back to UC2. And originally we were going to go into his room. Thank God we didn't. Like, thank God we didn't. Because I don't think things would have panned out the way that they did. Mm-hmm. When we got to his door, like, he realized he like didn't have his key or something. So then I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we could just go to mine. And he was like, no, like, we'll go here. And I was like, no, like, let's just go to mine. And, like, I think at this point, I think I kind of was on my way to start, like, sobering up. I wasn't sober at all yet, but I was like, I started. Like, it started here because I was like, okay, no. Like, I started to, like, make some good decisions. Like, at this point, I was like.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Because I'm like, thank God we didn't go to his room because God knows what would have happened there. Because clearly I was too drunk and I didn't want to do anything with this kid. But, like, I had gotten to a point where I was just so drunk. So when we realized, like, it wasn't going to work, he doesn't have the key, and, like, the roommate wasn't there, I was like, just come to my room. He was like, all right. And he was like, well, is your roommate there? And I was like, yeah, but, like, it's totally fine. Me still completely drunk. I don't even know if my roommate to this day knows this happened. I'm so sorry, Julia, if you don't. But she was dead ass sleeping. Like, lights were off. And meanwhile, we, like, were roommates. So, like, same room, like, beds, like, a few feet from each other.
Right.
And she was literally out cold sleeping. This kid comes in, and now we're both laying on my bed.
Yep.
And I think at this point, I'm like, okay, like, I realize that this is not right. And I start to sober up. So now I'm like, okay, this is wrong. Like, after about, like, 15 minutes, I was, like, getting sober very quickly. Yeah. And I'm like, absolutely not. That's when I came into your room.
Right. I know. Oh, my God. So, yeah. So she comes to me, and she's like, Skyla, there's a boy in my bed.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what do I do?
I remember shooting myself out. I was like, what do you mean there's a boy in your bed? Like, who is this boy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could have been God knows who. Yeah. And, of course, now we learn who it is. And I'm like, oh, Alexa, sweetie, no. Immediately no. So I'm like, so now I'm up, I'm wide awake, we're in the bathroom, we're like whispering.
She's like watching him, and he's like, I think he like ended up like literally passing out on my bed. Like, he fell asleep.
So I walk through and I peek into the room, and I'm like, oh my God, there he is in the bed. I'm like, this is not a drill.
Julia's sleeping. He's sleeping. And then me and Skylar are standing there like, what the fuck?
So Julia's sleeping in your room. Grace is knocked out in my room. So now we're in the bathroom.
And now we have the boy sleeping in my bed. So
now, to set the scene, we're both in the bathroom. Like I said, always ends back
Here
in the bathroom.
Here we go. Tea time. This was quite a different tea time. We're literally standing there. We're like, okay, what now?
Yes, both doors are shut. We're like trying to whisper. I'm like, Alexa, he needs to get out of your bed right now.
She started yelling at me.
I was like, Alexa, he needs to get out of your bed right now. Like, I'm not, like, we're not dealing
I was
with
like, dude, I know. I'm like, I know I messed up. I know. Like, what do I do?
You were like panicking.
Yeah, I was fully sober at this point. Like, I was like, this has to end.
And I'm like, because, I mean, you and Julia never had a conversation about if boys were coming back. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't, the mess, and like I said, the boy himself, I was like,
and it was just not.
I was like, Alexa, like, you're just gonna regret this, and like,
yeah. And I wasn't like, what was gonna happen then anyway? Exactly. Like, nothing. So I was like, no, like, he needs to go.
I was like, yeah, exactly. There's gonna be problems, whatever. So he's sleeping though, and because like he's sleeping.
Like, he's literally out cold. Like, he's literally like, this kid was literally passed out drunk.
Right. So I was like, Alexa, I don't care. You're gonna go wake him up. Like, you have to wake him up because this is just like, this is stupid at this point. So I'm like, you're like Scott, I can't. Like, you go do it. I'm like, no. I'm like, absolutely not. Because I remember you were like, I don't know how to do it. I'm like, go shake him. So I was like, you need to go wake him up. And I remember I left the bathroom and I went back to my room and I sat in my bed. I was like, no, you need to do this yourself.
You like gave me like an ultimatum. You were like, he better be gone in the next 15 minutes.
No, I did. I was like, he needs to be gone. Like, he needs to be gone now. So all of a sudden,
I fucking walk over there and I'm shaking him, right? Like, to wake him.
Right, to wake him. So I'm sitting in my bed.
This is the worst part. Just when you think this story is bad, it gets worse.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, at least now she's going and waking him up. I'm laying in my bed.
Well, no, I shake him, right? And he's starting to get up. I then walk across to your
and you're like, okay, he's awake.
Like, he's getting up.
So we're sitting there. She's now in my room talking. We're sitting there. I hear gagging.
No.
I hear gagging. This kid is throwing up all over our bathroom.
So bad. Like, Skyla looks at me, like, her eyes, like, both. She's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I literally go into the bathroom. This kid, I'm gonna, because I still have the imagery in my mind.
Dude, I was like, because this is like late at night. We're gagging now.
I'm gagging. I can't talk about it.
I was like, Alexa, this is all over that bathroom. You're getting down on your hands and knees and you're picking up yourself. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, it's 3 a.m.
No, it was bad. Like, this puke was so, dude, I can't. Like, I can't. It was so messy.
And it was loud. Like, this
No, because it was like a, you know when you're like really drunk and you have like a projectile vomit, like that's what this was.
Yeah, like oh my, you could hear. I'm staring at Alexa. I'm like,
she's like, this is a joke. So